Hello from Functions. Welcome. I knew I'd screw it up. Screw you. Damn it. From Press Red, welcome to Functions. This is episode 9. My name is Matt Blackman, and as always, I am joined by Eli Turay and Jonas this time.
Hi.
Hi.
Jonas is the editor of this podcast, and I asked him to be in because this is the 1-year anniversary of starting this podcast. One of the main ones I want to discuss is an app I've been using for ages is about to go, and I'm not happy. I don't remember if you remember me talking about this, Eli, but it was the app called Artifact.
I think I can see the symbol for Artifact right now. Is it black and white?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a news app that allows you to get AI generated the articles aren't AI generated.
I just literally deleted that. I removed it from my Mac last week.
So at the end of this month, it's gone. They're getting rid of it. And
I'm not surprised.
well, they went too far with all of the social media aspect of it that they had to start running stuff, which nobody asked for, and then it just died. And I'm so sad about it because it was a good platform up until the moment they went, let's make it a social media instead.
Yeah. I think this is a very good example of why I don't jump early. When you've seen enough, there's a lot of things that are thrown up against the wall, and I just wait around until they stick. I don't want to invest my time or my emotional, I like getting involved with an app that's going to last forever. And that takes me back to an app I used to use called Picasso. Did you ever hear of Picasso?
Yeah, I think so.
I have not, no.
It was a Yahoo-based app, and it was basically Google Photos. It was amazing, and they promised unlimited backing up and organising, and I invested so much time and personal photographs into it for them to announce. It was on a whim. It was like, by the end of next month, Picasso will be gone. Please take your photographs off. And I had like gigs. So yeah, I'm going to take my time. If it's not been running a couple years, I don't know about it.
But then, okay. But any platform can go down like that. Like suddenly it's gone, and that's it.
Well, I guess, but you can limit the risk, right? It depends who's backing it financially. It depends on what the uptake is. That app, I'd only ever heard from us talking about it.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of social media apps that fail because they just don't get enough people.
Especially at the moment with the closure of, not closure, but X existing. People don't want to use that platform anymore, and suddenly have been jumping on all these other ones, and they are born as fast as they die.
And then they go back to X, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it is a bit.
I haven't gone back to X yet, so I'm still doing well.
Do you guys remember, you probably don't, but do you remember Apple Ping?
I do not remember.
No, I do not.
So Apple had, it was way back when they released Apple Music. So it's still iTunes. And it was called iTunes Ping. And it was their kind of go at beating Facebook, but they integrated it into iTunes. And it was hilarious. It lasted about 9 months, maybe a year. But if you look it up, it's hilarious. Social media is hard to crack.
The logo is quite funny.
Well, what is it? I couldn't find that.
It's a normal Apple sort of font that says Ping, and then they've just got a little music symbol.
In the eye.
Someone worked very hard on that.
Very 2000 symbol.
But they put a lot into it, and they really saw themselves as, because they were up and coming or established Apple, we can take out Facebook, no problem. And they kind of learned the hard way there.
That's Apple's mentality with every project, though, isn't it? Like, we can make this better, and then we got to see how that goes from that point on.
It was terrible. It was like a mixture between Facebook and MySpace. It was very bad.
So I can just imagine the Apple executives going, how can we make this better? And how can we make it worse?
How can we lock it down? What tech are we expecting from this year? Because it's been a new year. I mean, you wouldn't notice from how long it's been from our last recording, but what tech are we expecting from this year?
I think Android will do something stupid this year.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's just a hunch. There's been a lot of other tech stuff that's interesting and from other companies, but they've not really done anything interesting for quite a while, I don't think.
You should see how proud they are of their color system that breaks all the time. They've got this dynamic color system that changes the colors of all the apps and stuff, and it doesn't work. It breaks it picks the wrong color every single time. Also, the amount of times they've redesigned the volume. It's insane, that one.
Because they're not really relevant in terms of big events and like big releases, I think they'll try and do something interesting to make them to push themselves onto that scene. That's just their hunch.
They had some weird stuff at the last Google I/O. I think they had a hawk come down or something like that. I don't remember what happened, but it was weird.
I think for me, the thing I'm looking forward to, it just got released actually, is the new Apple CarPlay. Or a version of it just got released. And I think by the end of the year, iOS 18, it will be fully rolled out. I'm looking forward to that. Although I don't have a car that supports it, I'm looking forward to all of the videos and reviews and seeing how it kind of goes across 2 clusters in your car now.
Talking of Apple, have you seen that they finally scrapped the car?
I did, yeah. So Project Titan, gone.
Yeah. Do you see when they started working on that?
I remember when the rumours started, yeah, about 10 years ago.
Me and Jonas weren't alive.
10 years ago?
Yeah, me and Mac are both 9 years old.
No,
Okay.
like when they first started working on the project, I wasn't alive.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're older than me.
Yeah.
Apple's a very calculated, overall a calculated company, and I'm sure they've found the way to spin a lot of that research and development into other things, you know. I doubt it's just all going in the bin.
Well, most of the teams moved to AI development because they need that at the moment.
I wonder if it's just because they've gone, this isn't profitable and there's no way we can make this work, and if that will affect any other companies developing sort of techie cars.
Well, yeah, I think what's happened, I follow car tech and self-driving cars, and if you look at Rivian, for example, they're really struggling at the moment. Polestar really struggling at the moment, and I think Apple's trying to come in above them in terms of price point. They probably just looked at it and realised it's just the market's just not mature enough yet. It's not ready yet, and do they want to invest this much in manufacturing?
I thought Rivian was doing quite well. I didn't know they weren't doing so well. That's a shame.
They delivered, it was something silly last year, they delivered, not sold, something like 12,000 vehicles. I mean, they've got the new model coming out, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? They could buy Rivian, or what's the other one that just got released and everyone's killing it? It's the old BMW designer who's just come out of his own car and it's getting ripped apart. But
I don't know. I don't think I've heard of that.
It's very difficult to crack. And I think Tesla's come through and made it look easy, even though it's probably not been very easy at all. And Apple have done the numbers and realised, nah, let's step back.
Okay, let's go on to the main topic then. The main topic is we've done a year.
Hey.
I can't. It's kind of weird to think that we've done a year because it doesn't feel like that long ago we started doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you really remember from any of the episodes? Because I was trying to think about this, and they kind of blurred. Even though I've now edited them quite a few times, over the top of Jonas editing them as well, I still don't remember every episode that we've done. We've only done 9.
I remember one that stands out to me is one that Jonas edited and cut all my breaths out. I remember that one.
Yeah.
The new tools I learned to cut out your breath as well before Jonas was here.
Yeah.
I mainly remember just a lot of AI and a lot of Apple.
Yeah. Oh, I have bad news for you. If the year one, this topic doesn't last the whole episode, we have a lot of Apple stuff to talk about.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Are you anti-Apple, Jonas?
I'm not anti-Apple. I'm anti-iPhone, but I'm not anti-Apple.
I'm the same. I'm also anti-iPhone. I don't like the iPhone.
But the iPhone's going to take over this year, right? You know that. Next 2 years. I mean, it's already in a lead, but it's going to take over in terms of OS. I think Android's done for now.
Quite possibly.
Now that Apple are reluctantly opening up, I think they'll open up outside of the EU to keep their platform consistent eventually. And once they do, I can't see why someone would pick an Android over an iPhone.
Price.
We should probably... you need to kind of think about what will happen at the moment. We've only... this week was the first week of having that new OS uploaded
Yesterday,
in the EU.
Yeah.
So we have to see how that goes first. There's already been changes immediately after the response. So I'm not sure if that will happen. I think it needs a bit of time to flesh out what's going to happen first.
Yeah, I disagree. I'm going to make a bold prediction. In March 2025, Apple is going to make massive gains outside of the EU and US in terms of user base.
Invest
Definitely.
now.
Is there anything you'd want to change about this podcast? I mean, we can do that on there, I guess. Because I there are a few aspects I want to change. I quite like the idea that I've got Jonas to do. I feel like we could do that every episode.
Yeah.
I want to change the Mac app corner because I've had so many comments on how confusing that is.
Have you?
Yeah. So I've had people comment at me saying, is it apps for Macs or is it apps that you have suggested because your name is Mac? And it has been driving me mad. So I want to change it to just a suggestion corner. And I'm going to suggest both apps and stuff I've been watching. And same for you, Eli.
Just call it App Corner.
Yeah, could have called it just App Corner.
That works. What would I like to change? I think we could experiment with video once or twice, maybe every few episodes, experiment with a video, and then we could kind of show some of the things we're talking about. Because a lot of the times when I'm talking to you, I don't even know what it looks like. And so I think visually that'd be quite nice to add.
Yeah, we could give that a try. I've always kind of thought that it's a bit distracting for those who can't see anything because it means they suddenly have to get up the video, watch that small bit, and then I guess we could edit those parts as a separate video as well. More stuff to do. You hear that, Jonas?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah. I also want to say that we almost made it to 12 episodes, which was my target for the year. One every month. But we made it to 9 instead.
10?
Say again?
Was there 11 or 10?
11 or 10? What do you mean?
Episodes.
No, we're on the 9th episode.
Oh, I see.
So we got a couple more, but we could have made it. I wanted to.
Maybe you'll make it this year.
Yeah. But that's the question. Will we carry on doing this podcast?
Hey, man, I'm here as long as you're ready to do it. I mean, I'm busy, but I'll make time. I've got really busy, actually, in the last 3 months, too.
With your new job, which, because we cut the last episode, nobody knows what your new job is, actually.
Yeah, so now I am a producer over at BBC, based in BBC Suffolk, but working across 8 counties in the UK.
What do you think about this podcast? Because I think, personally, it's the best one we've made on Press Red so far, just because it's actually I every time we record an episode I immediately want to do another episode, and I don't get that with the other podcasts. I kind of want a bit of time to plan and then do the ones, but this one's just so much fun to me. I can sit down and chat with you. I mean, it's just a chat that we usually have anyway.
I think for me it's great because I may not look it, but I'm now getting to that age where I'm just out of touch and I'm a bit old. I'm too old to really know what's going on. And I remember, like, in my late 20s, 30s, thinking, how do people age out of things? Because I'm just with it. And now I feel like this keeps me connected in a way with what's happening on the ground, even with tech, because you just, as you grow and have other responsibilities, it's really hard to keep your finger on the pulse. So for me, it really keeps me connected.
I don't think that would ever happen to Mac.
It will.
What do you mean? No, I imagine it will. I like technology, but I will eventually get bored of technology, I bet you. One day.
When it comes to a point where you just get a bit, your life just has to be simplified, right? Because there's so much going on. And like Mac can experiment with 3 different apps a month. But there'll be a time when he's kind of rocking a baby in one arm and going to work and doing other things where he thinks, oh, maybe I won't experiment with this app that's not going to be here next month.
Hey, talking of experimenting with apps, since our last episode, I have tried out 12 apps.
Oh my God.
There you go.
And I'm using a new one right here, but I'm not going to mention it yet or in this episode. Okay, so the last thing from this topic actually is Jonas. I asked you to do a quiz for us.
Yes, and I've done a pretty short quiz. There's a few questions. I'm not sure what the quality of these questions will be like because I've not picked like normal ones, but they might be really easy, but you might just not know them.
Okay, can I let the listeners know I did not know about this quiz, and I think it should go without saying, but I'm trusting Mac you don't know any of these answers.
I do not. I made sure that I didn't.
Right, in that case, I'm betting on myself 100%. I've got this.
Okay. Well, first question, and this might be easy, but you know. In the first episode of Functions, what app did Mac talk about?
Oh, God.
Oh, hang on.
Arc. Arc?
I don't know. I don't think... No, because I talked about how I wanted to get Arc. I don't think I talked about how I'd used it because I hadn't used it yet.
That's my final answer.
The Obsidian?
No, it
Oh,
was.
damn it.
And you're gonna pinch yourself because
Ocean or something.
no, it was Artifact, which we've mentioned
It
earlier.
was...
Look at that. It lasted 12 months.
Yeah, this podcast has outlasted Artifact.
Wow. Oh, it was, wasn't it? It was the first topic I talked about.
Yeah.
I just remembered it all. Ah, god damn it, I should remember that.
Yeah, it's finally listening to it back, hearing about you saying it's really interesting, and then it saying, "Oh, it's dead."
Yeah, it only lasted a year.
Do you want another question then?
Yeah, shoot the next question.
There's been a lot of changes with iPhone cables in Europe, but originally, how many pins did the original iPhone use to charge?
12 pin.
That I actually do have options, and that is one of them. It's 12, 20, or 30.
Isn't it? No, it's 30 pins, 30 pin connector.
Oh no, it was that flat
Yeah.
long 30 pin
Yeah.
connector with the little
The one that came
Anchors on
with
the
the
side.
iPod initially.
iPods. Yeah, 2002. Well, actually, it was FireWire initially, I believe, and then it was the 12 pin. No, it's FireWire the other end. Yeah.
It was FireWire on the first one, then the second one it was a 30 pin to FireWire, and then they did a USB one, and then
Lightning.
they the really cool thing is that they had the little connectors things to make sure you didn't pull it out. You know what's really bad timing about that? I was just watching a video about that like 2 days ago.
Why did I say 12 pin?
Because the lightning cable has 12 points on it.
Right. Yeah,
The
it was
original one,
30
I
pin
think.
connector. I remember when they switched from the 30 pin connector, and the amount of just regular everyday non-tech people that got upset by it. I couldn't believe it. Like,
Yeah,
why are you changing the pin?
I remember it, like, because I was watching CBBC at that point and all that stuff. And I actually remember someone complaining on CBBC about the 30-pin connector being gone and they go into Lightning, which made me laugh to think about that now.
I imagine, I think with most mass, not communication, but just mass electronic devices, we've always had standardization. We've always had SCART or, figure of 8 plug or kettle. So it was like one of the first things that was mass adopted that changed. Really,
Yeah.
In my memory anyway.
And now we're all desperately wanting Type-C to be a thing. I mean, at least I am.
Are we? I don't think we are though, are we?
I'd love Type-C to be on everything.
Oh, me too. But I don't think many other people are.
Yeah, I don't really mind.
You don't mind? You don't find it really annoying when you have a friend who's on an Android device and they ask you, can I charge my phone? And you go, no, I'm on Lightning because I'm an iPhone and I'm better than you.
No.
Okay.
No, because iPhone people, this is what happens. We walk into any house on any street in any place in the country and say, can I charge my phone? And they say, yes, because everyone has a Lightning adapter.
Not in my house. I think
I'm sure there are Lightning adapters in your house, Mac. The next time you're going to be walking around and see one and going, damn, he was right.
There's one in the living room. Never mind.
There you
So following on from that, what year did Apple introduce the Lightning cable?
2013? No.
I want to say either it's 2011 or 2012. It's my
2013.
option. I'll go 2012.
iOS 7 came out in 2013, and I think it was at the same time.
Because it came out with the iPhone 5, didn't it? 5S. 5S came out in 2012.
Yeah,
2012. Yes.
How old were you in 2012, Mac?
I can tell you my brother was born that year.
How did you know Lightning cable came out that year? You were like probably at not even primary school.
I've been an Apple fan for a while. I might have left Apple, but I remember the iPhone 5 coming out because my mum got it.
I want the scores. Can we have the scores first? I need a bit of tension.
Oh, damn it.
I know that I've got 2. I didn't get the first one.
Yeah. So I think Max on
2-1.
2. I think... Oh, you did get it.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it's 2-1.
2-1.
All to play for.
Are you typing down the score? I can hear you typing.
No, one of the answers has disappeared from my Word document. What was the name of the first computer virus?
Trojan. I don't know.
Do you not know?
I wouldn't.
Oh, damn it, I know this.
Okay, well, someone knows it, but yeah.
I know this. Oh, why do I know this?
When was it? That'd be interesting to know.
I can tell you when it was, because, you know, it was 1971.
Yeah, I can honestly say I've never considered that question.
Cool for my dad, he'd probably know. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was
I knew it. I can tell you that.
the Creeper program,
The Creeper program.
which was originally designed as a security test to see if self-replicating program was possible.
So it was a pen testing tool, and then it turned into an actual virus.
Yeah, something like that. Next question, still 2-1. How much did the first 5 megabyte hard drive weigh?
It was a truck, wasn't it? Like I'm sure I saw pictures of it recently getting pulled out of the back of a lorry or something.
Wait, the first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Is it like...
Is it multiple choice?
Are we talking about like a server cluster that size, or are we talking like a big platter disk? Because I've seen a big disk.
I don't think I can tell you that.
Have we got choices, or do we have to just guess a weight?
You got 3 choices: £1,000, £2,000, or £4,000, as units of measurement.
I'm gonna say B.
Yeah, Mac.
£1,000, £2,000, and what was the last one?
£4,000.
I'll go £2,000.
And you're both correct.
Yay!
So what was it then? Was it a big disk or a server kind of thing?
It's like a server, isn't it? I've seen the pictures of it.
I went to the Bletch Park place, and that was really cool. And where they had the computer museum, and they had a ton of those type of discs over there. It's fascinating.
It looks like a box with discs in it.
Yeah. Okay. So I have seen one of those. Okay.
It's amazing how quickly that technology has moved on. I mean, without sounding like an old person, even in the last 15 years, the reduction of storage is amazing. Or 20 years, I'd say.
We're reaching the petabyte era now, aren't we? Because we got petabytes have become so cheap in the long scheme of things. It seems quite good to go for petabytes now.
Well, yeah, it's just more kind of makes more sense, doesn't it? In terms of, I don't know, how do they measure that? Is it like penny to megabit ratio or something? I don't know. But right now, I remember building PCs. My dad used to have a PC company called PC Sound and Vision, based in Ipswich in the year 2000, 1999. And we used to build PCs like slave labor. I was 15, 16. I'd go after school. And my job would just be to put the hard drives in and just connect them up, whatever.
That makes me want to do like a bonus video now where it's just me and you racing to put a PC together.
That'd be fun.
40 gig drives. And I remember my dad used to be so proud when he'd sold them, and he'd say, these are, because they were like for video editing or music production, that's what it's called, Sound and Vision. He said, they've got 40 gig hard drives in them. They're massive. You're never going to fill these. And I remember thinking, yeah, these are amazing. And, you know, that's nothing now, is it?
I have a 40 gig file on my computer, and it's just a podcast episode.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It was a episode I recorded with Eric, and we talked about Counter-Strike for 3 hours, and we never published the episode.
Oh, that's a shame.
What is the bit rate of that? It must be like some massive bit rate recording.
There were a few problems with it. That's why we just never got around to editing it, along with the fact that it was 3.5 hours long. Have you got any more questions? I can't remember how many we've done.
We've done about 6. So I've got...
Is that all of them?
I've got one more question.
Okay.
And because it's like 3-2, I'm just going to say whoever answers the quickest wins. Because this is something I'm betting that both of you know. And if neither of you know, then I'll be shocked. So, to win the quiz, what was Mac's first web browser? And I don't mean you.
Oh, Apple Mac. Oh, Jesus.
Internet. Netscape.
Netscape. Damn it.
No.
Oh, I know. So it's Internet Explorer then, right?
I've got Samba written down.
Samba.
I remember Netscape. I don't remember anything else really.
I remember it didn't start with Safari,
Explorer.
and I know it didn't start with Google Chrome because Chrome didn't exist back then. And
No, Chrome's. I still see Chrome as new.
Yeah, and Safari was made in reaction to Chrome, I think, or was it just before?
I think Safari was before Chrome. Safari kind of came out around the iPod days.
Okay.
What's it called? Mac OS 10. That was like when Safari came out around that time.
So yeah, I guess Mac wins, but I have got one more question.
Oh, okay. Huh?
As long as it gives me a chance to win. Should we do this one takes all regardless of how many points ahead Mac is?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure this question works that way, but we can try.
No,
what YouTube channel should you subscribe to?
Jonas Dickson.
No.
Press Red?
Not Press Red. See, this is why you're really bad at promoting your own stuff.
Is it functions? Are you trying to...
Yes.
Okay, self-promotion for functions.
You're supposed to do self-promotion.
I thought this was more of a trick question.
No, I'm not going to get you to say my channel.
Well, Jonas, you've got a channel, haven't you?
Yeah, but I don't upload on it. Not really.
Have one?
I do have one.
Well, thank you for hosting that quiz.
No problem.
I generally think we should do those more.
If we did that again, I'll try and get some more questions. I'll get like 20 next time or something ridiculous like that.
Just bring you on just to do the questions, and then that's it. Goodbye.
Right. See ya.
So the other topic, depending on how much more time we've got, is I'm on Mac now because we did discuss this in the cut episode as well, but it's the cut episode. It's not an episode we published. But yes, I've joined Apple. I am finally got a MacBook, and I love it a lot.
Excellent. Listen, note to Jonas, when you edit this, put in the song by CC Peniston, Finally. It's called. Because we've been trying to get Mac to come over to the bright side for a long time, so congratulations.
Well, I was on Apple, but I left because I wanted to play games. And then games kind of got a bit boring, and I'm back on Apple.
Yay.
I got the MacBook Pro M2 with 512 gigs of storage. I would have gone higher, but Apple costs a bloody fortune. Mm-hmm. I am generally annoyed at how much they charge for just storage.
How are you finding it?
Oh, it's amazing. It runs everything I want to incredibly fast. There's no way I'm swapping back to Windows.
Not for laptops anyway.
And how long do you think that will last you for?
That feeling of that I like this thing.
No, I mean, you know,
at
the moment you've probably
laptop.
got a bit of headroom with some software. How many years do you think you could deal with that? Do you think?
So I got the Windows PC about 5 years ago, and that was already old at that point, at least 2 years old than that. So I'm going to say it will last me at least 5 to 6 years before I find some of the stuff a bit of a slog to use. Whether Apple releases a new laptop that I like so much that I want to buy it just because it looks nice, that's a different sentence. Like a different area, because I like buying stuff because it looks nice. I mean, I own a nothing phone. There is no reason to own that phone, but it looks nice to me.
I think we're in an era now, as I think about it, with Apple, where they're going to support these laptops for a really long time.
Only because they have to.
Well, they don't have to. I mean, they never have to do anything. They're not, we don't sign a contract with them, but their own chips, they're proud of their own kind of architecture, and they supported Intel for like 5 years a lot of the time, 6 years sometimes. I've got a feeling the M1s are still going to be supported when it comes to 2028, 2029.
I hope so.
Which is brilliant for everyone.
Yeah. I tell you what, I really did miss Mac OS so much from swapping from Windows to Mac. It was the main area that I could not live without, it seems, because as soon as I got back to it, everything felt right. I have been struggling with Windows and wrestling it to try and get it the way I wanted it to be. I did none of that with this Mac. I had the spotlight. I was all done up and ready. I got a nice bar at the top. I'm happy. Immediately. Why did I ever swap to Windows?
Windows is popular. Everyone's got it. I think Windows would be great. I'd be happy with Windows if it got the search correct, if it got it right. I think that's what makes a Mac stand above. It's not because, the other things like where things are located and what they're called, that's just all what you're used to. But the spotlight is what sets Mac apart, the ability to search and find things immediately and accurately.
Yeah. I've always found that they just put a lot of clutter in areas that you just don't need it to be in. Like, if you upgrade from Windows 10 to Windows 11, and you've already got everything set up the way you want, they will add in all of the weather widgets back in, the news widgets, the random apps that you don't want, all back in. Why? I don't want any of this. I've clearly stated, don't tell me the weather. I don't want to know how much my stocks have gone up because I don't have any bloody stocks.
Well, at least on Windows computers, you don't have to clean the screen constantly.
That is true. I mean, I don't know what they do to these Macs, but they're incredibly glossy.
Yeah, it's horrible. Do they do it? They don't do a matte screen anymore, do they, for laptops?
No. It's really irritating. I mean, I know that matte screens kind of dim down the color a bit, so it means it won't be as color accurate. But I would like it that they wouldn't make you have to open it by touching the screen right where the camera is. Really stupid to do that. And they need to do more with that notch at the top. I think they should allow you to move the dock to the notch so you can hide it underneath there and you put your mouse under and then it highlights and brings the dock up. I want to do a video about that.
I wonder if they're not doing much of it because they don't plan to have the notch for very long.
That could be true, yeah. They could be just thinking, well, this is what we've got to deal with for now, but eventually we can just get rid of it. Yeah, maybe they'll go for an under-screen camera.
Yeah, perhaps. So they could go for a camera in the bottom bezel, like, what was it?
You don't want to go for that.
Or someone like done it and put it in the bottom bezel.
Yeah,
maybe
only
they
if
can
you
have
want
it pop up from the keyboard.
Only if you want a camera that looks directly up your nose.
Yeah, well.
Within moments of using this Mac, I kind of forgot all of the Windows shortcuts. The only one I remember is the Snippy Tool one. Everything else is gone. The amount of times I've now tried to do Command Q instead of Alt F4 is insane now.
Do you know any of the Mac shortcuts?
Command Q, not going to do that right now. Command Shift 3 or 4 are the screenshots. Command Space is Spotlight or my custom Spotlight. Double tapping F, I think this counts, brings up my audio dictation. Command Shift E brings up my add-on for Quiet Reader. Is it Option or Command while
They're all
holding?
quite similar to Windows shortcuts normally, aren't they? They're just Command instead of Control.
Yeah.
That's what I find.
I do like the fact they have the Command key. It makes more sense than holding the Windows key. Although I had to factory reset Jonas's Mac Mini I gave him yesterday, and I had to use a Windows keyboard, and I could not find for the life of me where the Command key was on a Windows keyboard.
It's normally the Windows key, isn't it?
Yeah, except I was pressing Alt because I thought it was in that orientation, but no, it's just fun like that.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. It's not funny, really. It's actually quite embarrassing. Over at the Beeb, working on a live show, we have a Mac in the studio. Everything's PC-based, but we have one Mac because we use that Mac for FaceTime and Zoom for callers to call in. And it's stable. It's a little Mac Mini M2, but they have a Windows keyboard. And I've got a lady, a guest on the phone. For a guest, she's on the current season of Apprentice, right? So we've got this guest in, and she's talking on the air, but it's breaking up on Zoom. So I text her and say, "Can I just get back to you after a musical break on FaceTime audio?" So she said, "Yeah." Text her number into the Zoom chat. We play a song. I do Command C to copy. Remember, it's a Windows keyboard, so I'm doing the wrong command, and then I get rid of her on the Zoom. And then go to FaceTime, go to paste the number in, crap, I didn't copy properly because I pushed the wrong button to copy and paste because I'm on the wrong keyboard. So we lost a guest. I had like 60 seconds to get her back on, and we had to just move to the next segment.
Wow.
So shortcuts and keyboards are vital, especially in production when you're live. I was so upset with myself.
Copying and pasting is so much easier on a Mac keyboard.
Yeah, I'll agree. I tell you what, I've always noticed when watching BBC News and all that, the Apple cursor. So it's good to know that they do actually use Apple for that. I thought I'd just go mad.
I mean, there's no reason why they can't, because all of their software is can work on both. They don't use any Windows software across the Beeb, and they standardise their stuff across the whole place. But
when they record hosts, they always have a Mac though, instead of the Windows. So I'm guessing everything behind the scenes Window-based, and everything in front of the camera is Apple.
Yeah, I guess I work in radio. Video-wise, it's probably slightly different.
Yeah.
In terms of...
I want to list through some of the apps I'm using on my Mac right now. I've got Brew, Raycast, Apple TV I love. It's so good. Broadcast, Magnet, and Vidja. Vlija.
Okay.
They're great tools. Brew allows me to install. Raycast just replaces the Spotlight and allows me to add extra stuff to it. Broadcast, I don't know why there's no good apps on Android that allow you to listen to radio, internet radio. It's really annoying. I have to go on these websites and actually listen to them on there. Meanwhile, on Apple, they've just got an app called Broadcast, which is amazing for that. And I listen
I'll have to check that out. It's called Broadcast.
Yeah, Broadcast, and I listen to Relay FM on it the most.
Okay, cool. I'll check that out.
Magnet is the only thing that Apple is failing on. Please, Apple, fix this. You need to have a good tool for snapping apps to parts of the screen. Why did they have such a stupid system?
But Magnet is not Apple, is it?
No, it's not. Magnet is an app I have to download to do that. Windows doesn't have that. It's built in.
Okay, of course. Yeah, they failed there. Rectangle is what I use. I love Rectangle. Very similar to Magnet.
What's the difference?
I think there are more shortcuts, because I think on Magnet you can split your screen up into thirds. Rectangle you can do like lots of crazy things. It's not as locked down.
Huh. I might have a look at that one.
I think it costs like £3, I think, for Rectangle.
And the last app that I use is VLIJA, which allows me to use multiple browsers. So if someone sends me a YouTube video, it will go to DuckDuckGo instead of what I'm currently using, which is Arc. And it's just a great tool because I just use DuckDuckGo for watching media now, and everything else is done on Arc.
Nice.
Cool. I have a little rant here. I think we'll leave the Vision Pro talk for next time because we don't have a lot of time left.
Yeah, because I've got like a minute to get to my class.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I have one note I just want to say. When we were talking about the iPhones, I have here is just that I do not like companies making the bezels smaller. Why do they keep doing this? Nothing announced their new phone yesterday, and they went, the bezels are a certain amount a bit smaller. Stop doing it. I keep clipping my hand on the screen and pressing adverts I don't want to. Hate it.
Yeah. It's manufacturing, right? Cars keep putting bigger wheels on cars. It makes the ride worse, but they look better. And we're going to form over function.
Yeah. Like the Tesla stuff. Anyway, let's finish this episode. I will say, because I haven't actually got this written in the script, I'll just say that thank you for Jonas for joining us.
No problem.
And thank you for writing a quiz that I very much thought was very entertaining, and probably will do more of them.
Okay.
That's a great quiz. Well done.
You can check out Eli's work on his socials or on his podcast, Where the Key's At. To follow me, I am at MacBlout on mastonapp.uk. This episode was edited by Jonas and co-edited by me, Mac Blackman. Thank you for listening to this episode of Functions, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.
All right. See you later, guys.